Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toybox edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting for you from the Toybox the Titans Returns Legends Class Brawn. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories. And really, in the alt mode, the only accessory we can take a look at is the handy dandy instructions. Nice illustration on there, and it's, I don't know, it's a little kind of blurry on this paper to me. Titans Returns Brawn, Transformers Generation, ages 8 and up. And then here we have his instructions, nicely illustrated, mostly clear and easy to follow. Now let's take a look at the figure himself in his alt mode. And I have to say, it's a pretty nice modern Jeep. And I know this is based more on the IDW property than G1 or anything like that. And you know, if you don't want visible face syndrome on the undercarriage here, like he has, you can turn his head around during transformation. But seeing as how, you know, it mostly stays like this, I don't bother doing that. It's got some nice silver paint apps here. Some black for the windows and here on the hood. And at least I think that's a paint app. That might be plastic, I don't know. This. And you know, overall, again, like I say, it's nice looking. Some silver here. These things, which are gas cans, maybe? Or maybe just part of the bumper. And its headlights. And one of the things that I like that runs through the entire Titans Returns Legends class, except for, I think there might be one or two exceptions. But in this Legends class scale, for the most part, even though they don't come with a Titan Master, you can open them up and they do have seating area for a Titan or Prime Master. Either one will fit in this compartment to operate Brawn in his alt mode. And again, overall, it's a very nice. Now, it's a little messy here in the back. It's not really a whole lot to cover up robot bits or transformation cogs, so to speak. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. Well, that does it for our look at the figure in his alt mode. Here we have the Titans Returns Legends Class Brawn with the Titans Returns Legends Class Bumblebee and the Amazon exclusive War for Cybertron trilogy, Earthrise, Leader Class, Alternate Universe, Optimus Prime. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Titans Returns Legends Class Brawn with my original G1 Brawn and Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Brawn. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program, where I attempt to transform this Transformer. So, let's get started with it. It's pretty easy. First thing you want to do is this piece right here with the tire on it just pops out, and you can see there's two slots right here, and on the underside of this there's a tab here and here that fits in there, and this post just goes in between here. So we'll set that to the side for a moment, and then the next thing you want to do is separate the front and the back, which these will become the legs. So we just fold them out as such, and then you'll flip these back, and these are the rest of his feet or his heel spurs, whatever you want to call it. And then there's a tab and slot right here that you want to carefully separate, and there you can see it's the tab, and then here's the open slot for it. So there, we've got that done. Then you want to take and just kind of pull the arms out. I guess you can do it right here at the top. So you pull the arms out, and it's got a ball joint in the arm, and then there's a hinge in the torso, and then the elbow is on a ball joint as well, and you rotate that around to where his hand is in the proper position. And we'll just do the same thing on the other side. Rotate that, and then this piece that came off the back of the Jeep, that post, you can put it in his hand and it becomes a weapon. You see the lights are like little barrels on there. Or he has a port in his arm. You can wear it on the side of his arm, kind of like a shield or a gun like that. And if you just don't like either of those options, there is another option, and you can put the post right here in the top of the cab. And there you go, my friends. There's Brawn, all transformed and falling over. How did that happen? I don't know, because all the heel spurs are out. There you go. Let's take a look at Brawn in his robot mode. And as you can see, he's got some nice paint apps here on the head, the eyes, and the face. And, you know, all the silver paint apps that we talked about before. He's got a paint app right here. Nice Autobot Tampo here. And I don't know if I said anything about it, but he's got a little Autobot Tampo right there as well. And for the most part, everything else except for the forearms here is molded in the proper color. Oh, it's a paint app right here as well. So there we go. Everything else we talked about, like the grills and stuff, the windows, in alt mode. So, and overall, I have to say this sculpt is in robot mode very G1 animation looking. Now, of course, 86 Studio Series 86 Brawn's much closer to that, but you know, this guy's enough that you can look at this guy. If you're even just a casual fan of the cartoon, you look at this guy and you know who it is. It's Brawn. So let's talk about his articulation. At the head, he can do the full Exorcist, and that's it. No chicken neck, no waggle, just Exorcist. Now at the shoulder here, it is on a hinge as we showed in transformation, so it can move up and down like that, but no forward and back. And it's on a ball joint in the arm, so with those two in conjunction, he can raise his arm up this high, although that does look kind of funky. And without using the hinge, or at least not using it much, you can get that much out of it. And then, you know, it'll rock like this, and you can do it up and down like that. and it does get 360 degrees of rotation. Ball joint at the elbow as well for a full rotation, and then that ball gives you that much bend at the elbow. Nothing at the waist. At the hips, he can give you the full splits. He can kick forward approximately 90 degrees and back. Not quite 90 degrees, but like a mule for sure. Then there is a cut here at the upper thigh that gives a full 360 degree rotation, and it's on a mushroom peg. And then there is a hinge here at the knee, and it will give you that much bend in robot mode. I'm sure you could go a little bit more, but then you start getting into transformation territory. And then at the feet, nothing really at the ankles. I mean, you've got these feet or heel spurs. I guess they could be heel spurs that move, but that's mainly due to transformation. And as far as the different uses for the different placements of this piece, we talked about that in the last segment. So there we go, my friends. A look at Titans Returns Brawn in his robot mode. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Titans Returns Legends class Brawn with my original Generation 1 Brawn and the Studio Series 86 Deluxe class Brawn. Here we have the Titans Returns Legends class Brawn with the Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron trilogy Leader class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Titans Returns Legends class Brawn, I have to say, even though I know this guy's more IDW inspired than G1, there's still a lot of G1 in this guy. I mean, you got the silver forearms that are very reminiscent of that G1 toy where he had the chrome arms and excuse me. And then, you know, they just took elements from that original toy and the animation, and it seems to me like they blended those together and then modernized it, and that's what gives you the IDW version. But there's still a lot of G1 in this guy for me, and this one would still be in my display as my main Brawn if they had not done the Studio Series 86 version. Now, of course, that one did, being much more G1 accurate than this one, did replace him. But again, this still is not a bad Brawn, and I really like this guy. The transformation is pretty simple as far as, you know, modern Transformers go. And the alt mode looks good, and he has that where the cockpit opens up and you can put a Titan Master excuse me, or even a Prime Master in the cockpit to operate the alt mode, reminiscent of the original Headmaster gimmick in the toys. But again, you know, this is a nice modern update for Brawn, and he still would be in my display had they not put out the more classic looking 86 Brawn from the Studio Series. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.